Okay, so picture this. It's the middle of winter, 1959. We're going deep, and I mean deep, into Russia's Ural Mountains. This place is one of the most remote, most unforgiving spots on the entire planet. And our story starts with a group of people who were supposed to be more than ready for it. Or so everyone thought. And let me be clear, these weren't just some weekend campers. This group was made up of 9 expert hikers, all students and graduates from the Ural Polytechnical Institute. These were serious ski mountaineers. And the trip they were on, yeah, it was tough, but it should have been totally within their skill set. But they never made it back. When they were long overdue, a search party was finally sent out. And what they found, well, it kicked off one of the most bizarre and genuinely terrifying unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. Right away, this was the first clue that something was seriously wrong. The search party found their tent, but it wasn't ripped apart by a storm or some animal. No, it had been sliced open from the inside. Think about that. Whatever happened, it made them so desperate to get out that they literally destroyed their only protection from the freezing cold. So let's really dig into what that search party saw when they first got to that campsite, because this is where the questions just start piling up one after another. The whole scene just made no sense. I mean, first, you slash your way out of your only shelter. Then you leave behind your boots, your heavy coats, all your winter gear, in temperatures that are way, way below freezing. Investigators found footprints from 8 or 9 people just leading away from the camp. Some of them were just in socks, some were completely barefoot. But here's the thing, there were no signs of anyone else. No other footprints, no evidence of a fight, nothing. And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? What on earth could have terrified these seasoned experts so badly that running barefoot into a Siberian blizzard seemed like the better choice? It just goes against every single survival instinct you can imagine. With nothing else to go on, the search party had only one thing they could do. They started following those footprints away from the eerie, silent camp and out into the vast, freezing wilderness. Can you even imagine the absolute panic they must have been in to just abandon everything and run out into that kind of cold? It tells you that whatever they thought was behind them seemed way, way worse than the certain death of freezing. Now, the first few bodies they found were near an old pine tree, and it looked like they had died from hypothermia. Tragic, but it made sense. But it was the hikers they found months later, once the snow started to melt, that presented a discovery that just defied all logic. You see, several of these hikers had suffered these absolutely brutal internal injuries. One had a skull fracture so severe, it was like he'd been in a high-speed crash. Another had his chest crushed, ribs shattered, and then, maybe the most disturbing detail of all, one of the women was found and her tongue was missing. So you've got this completely unsolvable contradiction, right? How do you get these massive, bone-crushing internal injuries without any external signs of a struggle? There were no significant bruises, no cuts on their skin. And that missing tongue? The medical examiner was clear. There were no signs of an animal attack. It was a puzzle with pieces that just didn't fit. The official Soviet investigation was shut down pretty quickly. The final cause of death was listed as, and I'm quoting here, an unknown compelling force. Yeah. For decades now, theories have been flying around, everything from a rare type of avalanche to secret Soviet weapons tests and even stranger things. But not one of those theories has ever been able to explain all the weird details of that night. And so the incident was named after the group's leader, Igor Dyatlov. Today, the Dyatlov Pass mystery is basically shorthand for any deep, unsettling question that just has no answer. And that's really the bottom line, isn't it? Even with new investigations and endless documentaries and debates, we are no closer to the truth. And maybe the most chilling part, the photos and diary entries they found in the tent showed a happy, completely normal trip right up until the very end. Absolutely no sign of the horror that was about to happen. So we are left with the exact same question that has haunted people for more than 60 years. What force, whether it was real or something they imagined, could be so terrifying that 9 experienced people would choose to run straight into a freezing death just to get away from it? It's a question that, to this day, has no answer.